And we continue to discuss the Miami Marlins with their team president, David Samson, kind enough to join us here on the show. And David, first of all, thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
We have got a lot of topics to discuss, and a lot of it is good, and a lot of it is looking forward to the AllStar game and some other things going on. But a lot of it, too, is the headlines that have been made. So let's start with that, with the sale. Every day it's something new. If you can get us caught up on what is the latest with the potential sale.
The latest is that I work on it every day, and there are days where there's a lot of progress and days when there's not much progress, and I just don't know where it ends. It's one of those things where it's not going to go on forever, these negotiations, so either it's going to happen or it's not, and I would say that we're going to know pretty soon.
Now, every day, I don't know how much you keep up with it because it would probably take up your whole day keeping up with the reports daily, but can you separate fact from fiction for us on what's really happening? Because every day, it can't all be true because there's a lot of contradictions about how many groups are involved. Last week it was Jeb Bush dropping out. Then what does it mean for this person? What does it mean for that person? Can you separate what's really going on out there?
So I don't read the reports because I'm living them, so I don't need to get information from it. There are multiple groups involved, and there's multiple groups with whom I speak, and new people call in, I'd say once or twice a week. What's the status? Can we still bid? Can we still put a group together? Is the team really for sale? So for me, I take those calls, but there are really two groups where I'm focused mostly right now. But again, from Jeffrey's perspective, he's been here since 2002. You know, got a ballpark done, got a World Series, had some good years, some bad years. He doesn't need to sell. I think that the timing may be right if a deal comes together, and I think that a deal will come together, but until it does, you just don't know.
And just final thought. So there is a chance that a sale won't happen, a chance that this will happen.
There's always a chance, right? I mean, until you've got a done deal, and it's complicated. Yeah. When you buy a team, the closing binder is, you know, this thick. There's thousands of pages of documents. Until it's done, as Yogi Berra would say, it's never over till it's over.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see. So there you go. You keep reading the reports daily of all the different stuff, and that'll keep us busy until something happens. Other thing that'll keep us busy that we want to talk about is All-Star Weekend. And you and I were talking off camera. As a kid, that was my favorite event, the All-Star Game. And it's coming to South Florida for the first time. There's the excitement around it. What are the Marlins doing, and what's going on kind of to get ready for not just the game, but for the festivities around the game?
Well, it's changed so much. I hate what happened when the All-Star Game was taken away from Miami. I was not even in Miami when that happened. I don't think I was even in baseball when that happened yet. But now it's All-Star Week, not just All-Star Game. So on Saturday night, there's a 5K run called the Electric Run down in Miami. There's a huge 5,000-person Zumba. Do you know what Zumba is?
Yeah, it's like a kind of a dance thing. Yeah,
can't say I do it, but shirts and everyone's good looking and you dance, and it's supposed to be yoga and you sweat maybe. Yeah. So I didn't sign up for that, but I'm going to that. Well, I definitely signed up for the Electric Run Saturday night. Then you've got the Futures Game, which is all the young players from around baseball come who are in the minor leagues, and that's where you'd see people like a Giancarlo Stanton, the next Giancarlo Stanton, or Mike Trout.
And that's going to be at the ballpark, obviously.
At the ballpark. Week. Sunday night, celebrity softball game, which is always fun.
And you're building the list for that as well.
There's a list MLB puts together. A lot of people come to town because it's Miami, so everyone wants to come here. And then Monday is a really cool day. That's the Home Run Derby. And we're just lucky. Giancarlo Stanton is going to defend his title.
It's going to be fun to watch.
Last year in San Diego, we went there. There were about 50 of us from the Marlins who went to see how to put together an All-Star Week. Watching what Giancarlo did, all we did was dream about what it would be like at Marlins Park.
Do it at Marlins Park. And he's going to get the chance now.
He's going to get the chance. Yeah. He's got to stay healthy for 40 more days. I like my chances.
I like
I'm knocking on
He's having a
Formica.
Nice year. Exactly. Whatever this stuff. Our set is not the strongest, but it looks good. So we're knocking on that because we want to see Giancarlo, and I think a lot of fans want to see him in person. And the next question would obviously be, for the casual fan, for the family of four, how do you get tickets, not just to the game, because that might be tough at this point, but for some of the festivities, what can you go to as a fan?
Well, if you go online right now, there's a couple things that you can sign up for. You can run in that Electric Run. You can participate in the Zumba. There's a red carpet parade on Tuesday at 12:30 in the afternoon, right around the AAA to the Intercontinental, right on Biscayne, and all the players drive by in Chevrolets, and they're all empty. What's the word? Convertibles.
Oh, okay, so it's like a Hall of Fame. I was at the Hall of Fame last summer where they have all the Hall of Fame parade.
And you're this close to the players in the car, and that's a tremendous amount of fun. There's going to be parties all over.
What about the Fan Fest? That's going on where?
So now let's talk about the last thing, which is the Fan Fest, which is at the Miami Beach Convention Center. It opens on Friday and closes on Tuesday, and it is 200,000 square feet of pure, unadulterated joy for people of all ages. Tickets are $35, but there are deals out there, so take a look and find them. But if you just want to walk up and go, you can go. You can pitch, you can hit. There are Hall of Famers who are going to make appearances like Mr. Marlin, Andre Dawson, Tony Perez. The All-Stars come and they sign autographs. There's just a lot of stuff to do to be engaged in baseball for young people. But frankly, I love it too, so you don't just have to be a kid. And then the game is Tuesday night as well. So the actual All-Star game.
Yeah.
And you can still, there's I think a couple hundred tickets left.
Yeah. That might be a little tougher. It might be a little tougher
to get tickets.
But if that's something you've dreamed of, like I said, I've always wanted to go to an All-Star game. To me, I would say, okay, I'll pay the money if it means, you know.
If you're local and you become a season ticket holder, or you want to be a season ticket holder for next year, we have a certain number of seats set out, but it's really only a couple hundred left.
At this point, it's probably limited.
It's very, very limited. It's going to sell out. It's going to be great to see Marlins Park. I'm crossing my fingers on an open roof. I am nervous, not nervous because I can't control it, but
well, it's been it's a rainy weekend too. Like we're in the middle of a rainy weekend, and sometimes you just can't control that. But it would be nice. It'd be nice
times you can't control it, but either way, it's going to be a tremendous amount of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun indeed. Now, there's a bittersweetness to this All-Star game. I think a year ago we all expected that Jose would be on the mound pitching that All-Star game. It would be such a great scene, and this week Jose was back in the news with a gesture that the organization did. Can you explain to us? And I know you spoke about it. And it was locally covered, but what kind of transpired with the money given by Major League Baseball to now being able to help Jose's family, in particular his young daughter Penelope?
You know, one of the last things Jose said to me was that he expected on July 11th to be starting the All-Star game.
I think we all
It was literally one of the last things he said to me. And he would have, right? He was that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it just wasn't a question. So we had an amount of money that was given to the team as a settlement, if you will, an insurance settlement. And Jeffrey didn't think twice. You know, it took 2 seconds. And we started a trust where I'll be the trustee. So I'm going to be in Penelope's life and Maria's life and Marissa's life forever. And this is a trust for Penelope, his daughter, who was born on February 24th. She's super cute. Yeah. She looks just like Jose. And she smiles, and she has her ears pierced and a beautiful necklace, and she's fun, and she coos. So I've seen her many, many times. And this trust is for education. And I wanted Maria, the mom, to know that for the rest of Maria's life and Penelope's life, they don't have to worry about Penelope. If she wants to be a doctor, a lawyer, a TV news person, if she wants to be a psychologist, anything.
She's going to have that ability to study
she has the ability to study and graduate debt-free. And that's something that most people just...
I think anybody out there can not relate to that. It's tough to do that.
It's very tough to do that, and she's going to have that opportunity. So to me, education opens doors. And I want Penelope to have as many doors open as possible because she's already starting out, in my opinion, you know, with no balls and one strike. You know, she doesn't have a dad. And she's going to learn that one day, and she doesn't know it now, but she's going to know. And I want everyone to talk to her about her dad, and she'll learn about her dad, the good and the bad. But I want her to be educated, and so this trust is for her. But also, the trust every year is going to give money to Jose's mom, you know, just so they know that they're in our family.
And that's something the generosity you've shown toward Jose, I think, has been mentioned before. It needs to be mentioned again. You guys made a promise that, as an organization, that you would take care of Jose, and this is part of that promise, and it's certainly continuing. Yeah.
People have disappeared, I must tell you. People who were in Jose's life, who, excuse me, had expectations of who knows what Jose's career would have been. It's been 8 months only. And they're all gone. And we're never going to be gone. He's a Marlin forever, and no matter how long I'm with the Marlins, I will always be a part of that family's life because that's what you do. It's the right thing to do, and we want to do it. And I'm excited to watch Penelope grow up and be a part of her life.
Oh, your generosity, I know, is appreciated by a lot of people, so kudos to you and Jeffrey Lord and the Marlins organization.
Thank you. I mean, it's to me, there was no, it's hard to be complimented on something where there's really no other choice, right?
It comes from the heart. I know it's not like you're doing it for a PR reason. You're doing it from the heart because you care about Jose, and that was clear and evident. You also care about some other charitable stuff, and you and I did a story about 5 years ago where you did a double marathon, and I thought you were a crazy person because anybody who wants to do one marathon is bad enough, but now I think you're insane now to think of what the latest project you have going on that's associated with the Marlins. Tell me about 7 marathons in 7 days in 7 continents. What's that about?
It's about raising money for 11 great charities. We have a website called 777marathon.com. You have me, Jeff Conine, Mike Hill, several other executives like PJ Loyola with the Marlins. Then we've got a guy named Brett Parker who has Parkinson's. He'll be the first ever person with Parkinson's to complete this. A woman named Sarah Reinertson who has 1 leg. She'll be the first ever amputee to do this. Then we've got a winner of Survivor, Sarah Lacina, just won Survivor last week. And so
it's all in your team. This is like a team you build.
We have a team. Yeah. We built a team called Team Hold the Plane because you have 8 hours to do a marathon every day. And once the marathon ends, you have to jump on the plane. So we're going to be the people on the runway running
to the plane,
catch the plane, saying, hold the plane. But this is the craziest thing ever.
Yeah,
Only
this is
54
pretty
people have ever done it. So we put a group of 16 people as part of the World Marathon Challenge is what it's called. We started this website, 777marathon.com. We're raising money, and we're going to go for it. And I think if we get to the starting line, we'll get to the finish line. It's going to be painful, but it ends in Miami. So what I'm excited for is I know you. You will be there no matter what time we get to Miami.
You'll be, I will. Hopefully like 9 a.m. Hopefully not too early in the morning.
Well, what happens is it's a different time every country.
That's a good point. Yeah,
because whenever you land, you have to run. So, for example, when we land in Perth,
so you get off the plane and you just go?
You get off the plane in Antarctica, run a marathon, get back on the plane, land in Cape Town. Run a marathon, get back on the plane, fly to Perth, Australia. Run a marathon, get back on the plane, fly to Dubai. Run a marathon right to Madrid.
You've reached the crazy point. I think when it comes, you've reached the crazy point.
Will you do a training run with me?
I'll do a training run to preview it. Absolutely.
We're going to be doing it like in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I can do that.
Plane ride. So we take a plane ride. Like we'll fly somewhere, then we land in the middle of the night.
I'll go on a road
trip,
trip, watch the team play, and then just before then, yeah. I think we'll just stay in your neighborhood. Why don't we just run around your neighborhood like we did 5 years ago? I think that would. But so tell us the website again. It's
777marathon.com. And you can learn about the race. You can learn about our whole team. Yeah. Read about. There's a lot of interesting stories about people who are doing it. So it's a bunch of people trying to do good things and doing things that probably can't be done, but maybe will be done.
Interesting to see. Again, it's for a good cause. It'll end in Miami. So you got that website. Do us a favor. Can you start a isthisrealindthesale.com or something? Because I'm tired of reading all this stuff. But I appreciate you catching up on that and all the other stuff. And again, kudos to the organization for what you've done for Jose and his family. So
thank you, Will.
Thanks for coming
pleasure.
in.
Thank you.
David Samson, Marlins team president. Remember the All-Star break coming up in a month. All-Star game and all the festivities here in South Florida.